Being really slow. Here we go. Welcome to Team Zoom, you guys. My name is Kim Kane. I'm a triple diamond with the company, and I've been doing this now for almost 6 years in November. And we do these Team Zooms every single Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and they're so awesome to plug into. Sometimes I have really great guests on that are diamond and above that are killing it in the business, whether they're on my team or not. So sometimes I have guests on, and sometimes it's just little old me, which, I mean, I'm a pretty big deal too, right? I guess, kind of. So sometimes you just get me, but sometimes you get some really great leaders, either from like our team, our organization. Sometimes, like I said, I invite diamonds and above that are sideline sisters and brothers of mine that are killing it and doing the damn thing, because the point of these Zooms every Sunday are that we want you plugging in and actually learning, not just like hanging out and chit-chatting. It's like a little mini training every Sunday, which is pretty cool because I don't have to do these, right? We don't have to do these, but I like to do these. And I am no excuses. I've been doing one every Sunday, unless it's Christmas, for the past 2 years, I think, something like that. So it's been so much fun to have a team that tunes in every Sunday at 9 o'clock. And I love seeing new faces. I love seeing that we have some veterans on every time. So plug your teams into these, 9 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. You can always count on them unless you see something in Better Together that says it's been canceled or something like that, which never happens. So plug your team into these so that we can all be learning and taking tips and tricks from other people. What's great is you're in this business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. You cannot do this business without gaining some kind of knowledge or skill set. And so we want to help you do that. I have plugged into everything that I can for the past 6 years. I am absolutely no excuses. And I am triple diamond because I have plugged into everything for 6 years. So if there's an event around me, I will drive to it. If there is something happening on Zoom for top leaders, I'm on it. So yes, it's going to be good stuff tonight. And the main point of this is we want to help you set some really amazing goals. And I don't want to work with people who just talk the talk. I want people who like talk and then walk and then run and then put action behind it day after day after day after day. I have been doing this business for almost 6 years, and no one above me checks in with me ever, and never has. Courtney is a sister to me, a best friend, but you guys, she doesn't ever get a hold of me about the business because she knows I've got this, and I don't need that. My why is big enough. So if your why is not big enough, it is going to be a struggle bus for you to get up every day and motivate your damn self, of course. Can you guys make sure you're muted and stay muted? I'm going to try to mute this person, but it's not letting me. One second. It's not letting me mute her. Usually it does. Okay. Eventually. Manage participants. Hold on. Make sure you guys don't press the unmute button unless you know you're supposed to. Okay. So, what was I saying? And that's why I don't like when people get unmuted, because I get all off track. Okay. So anyway, my why is big enough. And that's what, yes. So if your why isn't big enough, it's going to be kind of hard to get up out of bed every day with life, because life is going to happen. People are going to be around you that tell you you can't, or that you won't, or that they don't believe in you. The world is still the world. It's still spinning and doing the same damn thing. What I love is that we get to be a part of it and inspire it and be better and do better and help people live their best life. I'm not your average 9-to-5er who complains when they get home from work and hates their life and is just cool with the mundane. I am a go-getter. I'm a mompreneur. I'm going to make this word up. I just tried momtrepreneur. No, I'm not going to try to do it. I'm an entrepreneur. I like to get things done myself, and I like that I can create my own paycheck, and that my hustle is what inspires that paycheck. I love that. I now realize that I was born to do that. And so what I love is that here inside of our It Works bubble, I mean, we can get anything done. Yes, a mompreneur. There it is. I love that we can get anything done, right? In this little It Works circle, when we go to our Tried events, we're like, oh my gosh, yes. When we step outside of our It Works bubble, people don't get it. So it's really easy to get knocked down. And it's really easy to not get back up. But I'm not like that. And so I think it's a blessing that I've trained my own mind to tell myself that I can and that I will, and that I'm not going to stop until it happens. So like I said, 6 years of having to develop these skills, and it doesn't come overnight. It happens over time if you're plugging in, doing your personal growth and all those things. So let's dive in. We're going to have a few people hop on and tell us their goals, because I don't want you to just hear from me. I want you to hear from people that have accomplished things already and are going for more. And that way, because I know sometimes you're like, what are my goals? What should I write down? And it can be hard, right? So you have to really sit and dig deep and think. So I wrote mine down. Hold on. I wrote mine down on my phone and I put it actually, so usually it's a Bible verse on my phone, and I'll probably switch it soon back to a Bible verse, at least on this page. But I love this. It says, don't quit. You can kind of see it. It says, don't quit, but it says, do it, you know. But my lock screen, and I recommend y'all do this, that's why I said I want it to be in front of you, is my goals, okay? So that every single day I wake up and, oh, my phone. Oh, I'm like, hello, okay. Every single day, when I turn my phone on, when I look at my phone, I glance at my goals, and it's just a simple reminder. That's why I like Bible verses, because when God tells you you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength, you're like, oh, that's right. So just like looking at your goals, you're like, I'm still going after it. I will start with this, and I know Paige is going to touch on this too. You guys, I just had someone message me today who is about to go diamond, and I met her at the Triad event. She's amazing. She's on fire. She's killing it. She's crazy. She messaged me and I said, when are you going to be diamond? Because I need you on my Zoom. Like, you're that crazy. And I like diamonds and above that aren't on my team. If you're not on my team, you need to be diamond and above to be on my Zoom. And she was like, girl, this month or next. And I'm like, I know you're going to do it. And she said, so when are you going presidential? And I'm like, or when is the push for presidential coming? And I said, girl, I've been pushing for presidential since 2016. It's never, I mean, have I really been pushing? No. I would say I really started pushing about a year ago. And I went triple in 2016. So, but here's the difference between you, not you. Here's the difference between me and people who give up. Me and people who give up is I might have said, okay, I went triple. Now I want to be presidential by the end of 2016. Did it happen? Obviously not. Did that mean that my goal stopped? No, it just mean I moved the date. I've missed my goal a couple of times. I'm not like, oh, then you'll never do it. I know it's coming. My team is on fire. It's growing every single month, and I love that, and I'm blessed, and I'm triple. I'm very thankful, okay? But I know that I can do presidential, but it's not just me. I have to build a team of people that want it. That is why I'm very picky about who I work with. I refuse. If you have excuses, get out of my inbox. If you don't have the time, I don't even want to talk because I don't have the time either. I make the time. And if you aren't serious about your goals, if you're plugging into these Zooms but not actually listening, I don't want to, like, I'm on fire and I will be top 100. And I want to do it with people who are ready to go with me. So going presidential means that I need a triple, a double, and a diamond. So you have to break down your goals very specifically, okay? Very specifically. What do you need? Okay, what do you need to hit your goals? And so we're going to make this interactive. I want to see some videos turned off unless you're naked or on the toilet. I want to see you commenting in the chat and giving me some feedback, because I am ready. Y'all, for 6 years, I've been doing this business, motivated, on fire, and excited. No one has to check in with me to ask that. I'm on fire for this business because my why is big enough and because I motivate myself. My goals get me hyped. They get me so excited. And so I want that for you guys, but I can't make you do it. You have to want it yourself. So I'm going to tell you my goals very quickly. And then I want you guys to and then we're going to have Paige talk to us for a little bit. So I wrote, I am, because there is power in the words I am. When you start a sentence, I mean, even just out loud to yourself, I am beautiful in the mirror, you're going to start believing it. And then you're not going to be so depressed and hung up on the fact that you have flabby arms. Like, you just get over the flaws when you tell yourself that you're worth it, you're beautiful, all those things, because you were created in the image of God. So you are, period. But sometimes it's hard to believe the things that we are told. But when you start a sentence with I am, so I want you all to start your goals off with I am. So I want you to write these things down, not my goals, but in a minute, we're going to talk about your goals. So I am presidential diamond. Now, most people would look that in the face and go, Kim, you've been saying that for 3 years. I have, and I'm still presidential diamond, and I know that. I know that. This business is incredible. So I am presidential diamond. Now, you can't just write I am diamond. I am Ruby. Cool. Okay, bro. that's cute and everything, unless you know exactly how it's going. You need to know exactly how it's going to happen. So how I know it's going to happen, because I've built to triple. That's hard work. I built it the old charting way. That was hard. That was really hard, but it was so worth it. When I saw my first $7,000 paycheck, I was like, I will do this again and again and again and again. I get to be home with my kids while I do it. And it's changed my whole life, which has changed my whole mindset. So I am Presidential Diamond, but how? I'm going to fill out my steps to success every month. For those of you wondering what that means, 3 distributors, 4 customers minimum every month. Do you know why I'm okay with those numbers? Do you understand why? Because I started this business in the old school days when social media was not a thing. So when I get new distributors started, I help them complete their steps to success. Mass enrollers, most of the time, are signing, 10 distributors a month. And I know I could do more than that, but that's my minimum. So most people are signing 10, whoever's signing 10 distributors and 8 distributors, whatever. Usually they're not, even Katie Bevington will tell you that she only signs a certain amount of people each month, because you want to train your newbies to do the steps to success. And if you're mass enrolling all these people, you have no time to train them. And I am good at signing 3 to 5 distributors and actually helping them sign 3 to 5 distributors. So raise your hand if you understand what I'm saying. I would rather sign 3 to 5 distributors who sign 3 to 5 distributors than me signing 10 distributors and having no time to train them. Do you guys get that? I would so much rather have done that my whole business, and it pays off every single month. Okay. So you don't need to think that in order to achieve your goals, you need to be signing 20 distributors and 40 customers a month. I mean, get it, girl, if that's what you want to do. And let me tell you, I have signed 8 distributors in a month. I've signed 5 and 6 and 7. I'm not saying that's just my minimum. That is like, Kim, if you don't sign at least your steps to success, I'm going to beat my own butt. Okay. So minimum, fill out my steps every month. That's 3 distributors, 4 customers for me every month. And I love that I help my newbies do the same thing. It feels like I'm enrolling when I help them do that. So that is a huge payoff. And it helps get them excited. It helps build your actual team to be sturdy and heavy and a good foundation. So fill out steps to success every month. I'll put a screenshot in the group page when I'm done. Helping newbies do their steps to success, and I'm not giving them a choice. So I want you guys to start wording things. When you take control of your business and you have that confidence, your team and your customers feel it. So when I sign up new distributors, I tell them, now go get 4 customers within your first 5 days. Not, now listen, if you get your first 4 customers within your first 30 days, you will earn a $100 shopping spree. No, I say, all right, girl, you're in. Now I want you to get your 4 customers within your first week. Go do it. Go and do it. Like, don't give your team a choice. Don't be their boss, but don't give them a choice. Tell them, this is your deadline. I want you to get it done. There's something about that fire that people are like, you got it. Okay. And then help them do it. So when I say I'm going to help my team fill out their steps when they're, my newbies that I'm enrolling, I mean, I'm literally going to sit down and work with them. Some of y'all are like, wait, like face to face, like you're really going to get on Zoom and actually work this like a business? Yes, it's what I've always done, and it works. And I promise you, if you want triple diamond income, you have presidential ambassador, you have to sit down and really treat this like a business. So that's my other thing, is I'm going to help my newbies do their steps to success, and I'm not giving them a choice. And of course, some of them aren't going to work. Okay. I'm going to work with the ones that do. Asking people daily with attraction marketing. Now, you guys, this is all stuff I'm already doing, but it works. So I'm going to do it times 2. Okay. Do you understand? I'm going to do this times 2. Some of you don't know what to write down yet. I do know what works for my business. Asking people daily with attraction marketing. So what that means is my posts are about to be, my posts are on fleek, but they're going to be even more on fleek. My posts are things that make people stop their scroll and actually want to look and interact and ask questions and inbox me. And you want people to lurk. You want people to be like, what is she always talking about? Maybe they won't say anything right now, but they will. And they're watching and they're waiting. And I'm going to ask. So I'm going to be making really bomb posts, making really awesome things that I'm sharing to my story. And I love sharing to my story. I love making it personal and business related. So I'm going to keep doing the attraction marketing things that I've already been doing for the past couple of years. And I'm going to make a huge ask out of myself, which means I'm not afraid to ask people if they're interested in the business or the products. And I do that by making great posts and sharing great stories. And whoever views that or likes and comments, they get a message from me, period. It's that simple. You don't have to make it complicated. So Power Hour 2 times a day. I'm already doing that, I will be real with you guys. If I was doing it every single day, I'd already be presidential. Okay. But I'm making a huge promise to myself that I'm not going to just do 1 power hour a day. I'm not going to do it when I feel like it. Kim, you're doing 2 a day, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay. You don't have to make it complicated. That doesn't mean that you need to sit down for 2 hours at a time and work this like it's a clock in desk job. 2 hours a day, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie to you. I am so excited for Eric to go back to school Tuesday because it allows me a crazy amount of freedom because Lucy is a different child than Eric. She's very easygoing, very chill. I can tell her like, listen, mama's working, and she will actually chill. Eric, not so much. So I'm very excited to work this business now that my kid's back in school. I mean, I've been working all summer, which is why, hi, look at my Zoom, it's lit. That's because I don't not work. I don't not plug in. But I love the back to school schedule. It is awesome. Okay. So, power hour 2 times a day. 30 minutes will look like adding to my network on Instagram and reaching out to people on Facebook that I've newly added. 30 minutes will look like making a really great post and sharing to my story throughout the day, right? That doesn't need to be 30 minutes at a time. That can be throughout your whole day. 30 minutes will look like messaging for host to post, for, hey girl, I saw you like that post that I just made. Are you interested in the business? Obviously, I'm going to word it a little differently, but y'all get my drift. Messaging. 30 minutes will look like messaging on Instagram and on Facebook. Messaging. Like, it can literally be, holy crap, it's been 10 years. I'm just messaging this lady right now. I said, oh my gosh, lady, it has been so long. How are you? Tell me everything. It's been literally probably 10 years. So I'm like, tell me everything. Where are you living now? You guys, I'm creating a connection. Okay. So 30 minutes will look like messaging on Instagram and on Facebook. And I'm not going to get into those details because that's a different Zoom, but I have a way that I message, and I kind of went over it in Better Together in a live video yesterday. And then the last 30 minutes will look like follow up. Getting a hold of my customers that have already ordered. Hey girl, are you loving your product? Hey distributor, hey new distributor, how's it going? How are you? What do you need from me today? Have you done this post? Have you asked this person? I train my newbies a very certain way. So 30 minutes will look like training my newbies, which is follow up, following up with my customers, following up with people that I know have wanted to order on Fridays but haven't yet. Follow up in general. It's going to be follow up in general. So do y'all follow that? 30 minutes of growing my network on Instagram and Facebook, 30 minutes of adding to my story, making great posts, 30 minutes of messaging, 30 minutes of following up. That is what income producing power hours look like. Post, message, follow up, grow your network. You'll hear me say it over and over and over. You have heard me say it for years now. Post, message, follow up, grow your network. If you aren't doing those things, it's not income producing. So stop doing it. Okay, so then I just have a couple more things. Personal development first, an hour per day. If you aren't willing to grow your mindset, don't write your goals down. Just don't. If you're not willing to grow yourself first, whether that be your faith in God, your faith in yourself, maybe watching a really great YouTube video, whatever it might be, you need to be growing yourself first. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Again, the world is still out there. It's real. People suck sometimes. So you have got to have this right. The pink squishy thing between your ears needs to be on point before you even try to get out there and hustle. You will never hear from hustlers that are millionaires that they just did it. They just did it. Rachel Hollis is a personal development freak. Cami Pentecost, biggest personal development junkie I think I've ever met. Top leaders in this company will tell you personal growth first. So for me, that looks like, when I'm excited because Wednesday mornings now, if you're a part of it, is Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. We have an It Works Bible study on live. Like, that'll be huge for my personal development. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Getting right with God literally takes me all the way up. Like, I can do anything after a good Bible study. I can do anything after getting in my Bible. I can do anything after praying. That's because he's real. But anyway, that's a different life. So I love that we get to say Wednesday mornings, personal development. But without Wednesday mornings, it looks like getting in my Bible, writing in my dream journal, writing down in my, I have this really cool book that Jenna got me, 100 Quiet Moments for Moms. Whatever your personal growth looks like, keep doing it, okay? Morning devotionals, yes, are amazing. It's amazing, amazing, amazing what God's word can do for you. So whatever your personal growth might look like, maybe you're like, okay, my personal development is a really great book. Like Heather's been reading this, I always forget the title and I've read it 7 times, but the GoPro book by Eric Worre, she's been reading that. Yeah, there it is. She's been reading that. That's huge. If you wake up every morning and watch like a 10-minute YouTube video and then read GoPro, personal development, done. And you, like Heather, do you not just like with a head nod, do you not feel like, holy crap, I want to go work my business after you read from that book? Yeah, it's what personal development does. And that can be business related personal development where you're reading GoPro and he's telling you how to be a network marketing professional, or it can look like studying God's word. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. I like both. So, and then the last thing, or the second from last thing, training leaders and charting with them. So you can't forget that as you're building your team, because you need to be 90% focused on building your team. Maybe 80%. We'll say 80%. 80% focused on post, message, follow-up, grow your network, growing your team, filling out your steps to success. You need to be focusing on that. Your other 20% needs to go towards your already in team, making sure they got what they need. Do you need anything from me? Do you need a private Zoom? Do you need a chart? I like to, if you don't have a chart, but you're going for a certain rank, what are you doing with your life? You need to have your chart in front of you so that you know exactly where to focus, and that'll help you steer. Or else you have no idea what you're even doing. And you're like, oh, you could have been like, oh my God, I'm so close. Like I'm so close. I'm so close. And I had no idea because I never charted before. So that, and then the last thing, the third rule. So we talked about post, message, follow up, and grow your network. That is an income producing power hour. But now let's talk about the third rule really quickly. I've lived by these things since the beginning of time. So post, message, follow up, grow your network is something I just do automatically. I've trained my brain, and you all will too. And you probably already have. But the third rule makes it so that you're focusing on the right things. So a third of your time needs to be spent on personal development. We already talked about that. A third of your time needs to be spent on growing your own new team, because you should be growing a new team every month. If you are not enrolling every month, and I've missed months, don't like get it twisted. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've missed, I think, 3 months out of my entire business, which is pretty good. I've enrolled nothing. And that's not fun, because if you're not growing, you're dying. So a third of your time needs to be spent on building your new team every month. You should be enrolling new people every month. And if you're like, man, I only enrolled one, at least you enrolled one. Okay. And then a third of your time needs to be spent on your current team. So a third on personal growth, a third on your new team, and a third on your old team. If you're focusing on those things and that's it, you will go ruby, emerald, diamond, and above. Okay. And so the last thing is I will do all of this by December 31st. And you have to set realistic goals. Okay. So I could say, I'm going to do all that by next month. No, I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't. And I know that. And that's okay, because I know where my team's sitting right now. And I know how much volume I need to get that done. So I'm being realistic with my goals. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you want to be realistic, or else you're letting yourself down. And you're like, I knew I couldn't do that, but like, why did I make that goal? So that gives me, in my eyes, I get excited. That gives me all of September, October, November, and all of December. That's 4 months. I can do that. And you know how I know I can do that? Because I've seen people go diamond in 7 days. So I know that I can go from triple to prez in 4 months. I know what I need. I know how much I need. And I know I can get it done. With all those things that I have planned to do every day, I know I'll get it done. It's not a matter of if, it's just when. So I want you guys to be realistic with yourself and write down your goals and get really specific. And we're going to get into your goals in just a minute, you guys. Okay. So, and then I want you to keep in mind as you're writing down your goals. Heather was with me at the Try-It when Denise said this. And I have the privilege of, I had the privilege of sitting down with Denise at coffee a few months ago. I've known her now for 6 years. So we've become friends. And I was sitting down with her at coffee a few months ago, and she told me that entire story that she told us at the Try-It event a couple nights ago. But it was basically, if you do not believe in yourself enough, it will not happen. So I know what it's like, you guys, to write down your goals and say, yes, yes, yes. But in the back of your mind, the little devil in the back of your mind is going, but you actually probably won't. So I want to say, if you are telling yourself that as you're writing down your goals, you're like, this would be great, but I know I won't do it, then you won't. And I promise you that. So quit wasting your time being negative. Whenever you feel that little thought coming into your head saying, but I don't think you can, that's a cute goal and everything. And that's really sweet that you spoke it out loud. But like, will you though? And I'll tell you a little bit more about Denise's story at the end. But anytime you feel that, say, presidential diamond, presidential diamond, presidential diamond. Nope, presidential diamond, presidential diamond, okay? So next I want to hear from Paige. You guys, she's a rock star on my team. I know she's multitasking. She's an emerald going for diamond, and she's been in for 2 years, a little over 2 years now. She is like a sister to me, and she is one of my lifers. So she is proof that like you might not hit your goals when you say you are, but you're still getting after it. So you got like give it what you got. I'm not going to give you a time limit. So tell us your goals by December. Y'all, this is all, I should have said that. All of you need to be writing down your goals. I'm talking this year. I'm not talking into 2020. Let's get it done this year. So what are your goals by December 31st? All of you, but Paige, what are your goals by December 31st, and how are you going to do it? Go.
Okay, so can you guys hear me okay? Because Cody decided to wash his hands right when I got on. So, okay, so I'm going to go into my goals, and I'm going to take up afterwards. But so by December 31st, I'm going to, so I kind of broke it down like month by month. So by October 1st, yes, I want to be diamond. So to September 31st. I want to be double by November, and then triple by December 31st or before conference, like whatever happens first. And then I want to get Cody's account. So I first said diamond by December, and then I marked it out and put emerald, and I was like, no. So then I marked it back out and put diamond because I second guessed myself, because diamond's like huge because he's like, it's still a distributor. And so I was like, no, I can't like short myself. Like, no, it's diamond. So it's diamond by December. I'm going to do that by literally filling out my steps to success every single month. So I have kind of failed with that. Like, I haven't really filled them out in a very long time. And so I'm really going to push myself to make that like it's law. Like, you have to do that, because if you don't, then you don't succeed. And then I'm going to push myself to get up before he does, which is very hard because he doesn't wake up normal, like on a normal time. Like, normally he wakes up at 8:30, but sometimes he wakes up at 6, and sometimes he wakes up at 7. So I'm really going to push myself to try to wake up before he does and do personal development, because this goes into my nitpick that I was going to say is, so August 1st, I wrote down goals, okay? I wrote down my goals. I was pumped. I was like, we're doing this. We're diamond. We're going to get debt free. Like, it's just going to be amazing. But like Kim said, the devil in the back of my head was like, but if you miss it, it's okay. But if you don't get diamond, you'll still be living paycheck to paycheck, but like, that's okay. Like, God will provide, but like, it's okay. And I had huge goals, and it's August 25th, and I'm still emerald. Well, I don't even know if I'm still emerald, but like, it just didn't happen. And so I've been beating myself up about it, because this month, and just, irony is, okay. Irony is, when I wrote down all my goals, Satan just like was like, oh, really? And in the month of August, our marriage have hit the rockiest times we've ever hit. Elijah has been like not going to sleep very good, not waking up very good. Like, you could tell Satan's like, oh, you hit goals, but wait a minute, I'm about to throw a tornado at you, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. And unfortunately, I let Satan kind of win, because I let all those issues make me not hit my goals. That I wrote down my goals, guys. Like, I wrote down my goals. They were at my bedpost. I would read them every morning. But in the back of my head, I was like, who cares? Like, if I don't hit diamond, like, that's okay. But it's not okay, because we deserve promotion. So And another bit I'm going to get kind of vulnerable is, like, if you struggle with a mental illness and you're not doing anything to fix it, personal development or anything, I promise you your business is going to fall apart. And you're going to wake up one day and you're literally going to be like, what just happened? And it's not like a bad thing, but I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but it's like you have to take control of your life, because if you don't, then you're just continuing to wake up every morning as a ruby still, or an emerald, or a diamond, but you're that lifetime rank, but you're not that rank, because you can lose rank. And so you really just have to fight through those like thoughts. And that's why personal development for me is going to be so important, because if your mindset is negative, I promise you every no you get, you're going to take it to heart. You're going to cry over it, and it's not going to be fun. Like, you're going to work this business like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. And like, we don't have to do this. This should be a job that we want to do. We get to wake up every morning and work from our phones. Like, this isn't your typical 9-to-5 job. And so, yeah, I'm just like excited, because I think this month God still had his hands in it. God always has his hands in things. But I think he really showed me, like, you can write down all this crap you want and be all inspirational, but if you don't put it to practice, like, you're basically selling yourself short. You're selling your team short, because your team is going to look up to you. And you're selling your Facebook short, because I've been throwing out on Facebook that I was diamond. Oh my gosh. I started putting it on Facebook since March 2019. So yeah, I'm promoted to Emerald in February, and I'm like, I'm going right to Diamond. And I said I'm going to get a $10,000 bonus. Like, I was loud, and I missed all of it. And man, that was the crappiest feeling, but it also made me want now to push harder, because I want to show them, this girl's been saying Diamond for freaking how many months? Like, is she ever going to do it? And I want to show them I can. So my last thing is, if you miss, it's really confusing to explain this, but if you miss a goal or your promotion because of you just didn't work, like, that's not okay. Don't tell yourself that's okay. You don't beat yourself up about it, but like, that's not okay. Don't make excuses like, oh, my son didn't go to sleep until 10. Get over it. Stay up till 2. Like, it's hard and it's tough love, but you're going to get no sleep, and you're just going to have to get it over it, because I promise you your body will survive without sleep. I promise you, okay? But if you worked your ass off and you pushed and pushed and pushed, and on the 31st someone just quit and canceled their account, and you're like, what the hell? That's okay if you missed your goal, because that was out of your control. But so if that happens September 31st, October 1st, you're pushing, and you're going to find someone new, and you're going to build them up, and you're going to do everything you can, because unfortunately life still happens. Like, life is going to I'm getting distracted. Life is gonna still happen. Like, life is still gonna get in the way. Like, somebody could die. Something could happen to where it might alter your promotion. But if you did everything you could, and you have to be honest with yourself. Don't make this as an excuse. If you pushed as hard as you could, you did 3 power hours a day, and you pushed, but you missed it because one person decided to cancel their account instead of just slowly quitting. Like, some people do that, unfortunately. Like, that's okay, but don't let that define you. You have to get back up, because I promise you, people are going to quit. People are going to be like, I don't want to do this. And if you're negative like me, you're going to be like, why? Like, no, you can't quit. Like, I have to wait a minute, you're my Ruby. I have to have you, but you don't have to. So just keep pushing. And when you write down your goals, like Kim said, say I am, and literally manifest them, because I always go back to this example. When I promoted to Emerald, I promise you guys, it wasn't really, yes, it was because I worked, but it really wasn't because I was putting in the work. I kept telling myself, I am Emerald, I am Emerald, I am Emerald. My team started believing they're Ruby and executive and all these different promotions, and I started doing that. They watched me believe in myself, and then finally, boom, Emerald came like the day before month end. I'm like, I'm Emerald. Like, wait a minute, this is I'm Emerald. Like, oh my gosh. And so just continue to speak life into yourself. Be positive. Don't get down on yourself. Like, it's okay to not be okay, but don't let that define you. Like, you got to keep going. And just think of that moment. Do you hear? Just think of that moment where you look at your first like $10,000 check, and I promise you that's going to get you going. And that's the last thing, the dollar amount. Like, by conference, I'm going to be making $10,000 a month. Like, that's, I've got to do. Like, to me, it's a non-negotiable. Like, if I don't do it, then I'm just a horrible person. Like I have to do it. So that's my dollar amount I want to hit. And so that's my goals, and it scares the crap out of me because I looked at the triple diamond chart, I think 2 nights ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, my head started spinning, and I was like, that's like 500 people. I don't know how I'm going to do this. But then I have to say, no, like I can and I will. So hope that helps. I'm going to try to get the crazy to bed because it's not lovely as you hear him laughing in the background.
I know, he's like too lit. So you guys, she's not literally saying 500 people, just so y'all know. None of the charts actually, some of them are probably like, oh my God, 500 people? I don't know if I can do it. So none of the charts actually require 500 people. But yes, that was so good, Paige. And it was, you did good. I was like, wow, she is on fire. So you have to manifest. Yes, go put your kid to bed if you need to, but like you have to manifest. Like, what do you want? Why do you want it? And what's going to stop you? So like you have to manifest. That's the same as praying, whatever you want to call it. Like for me, I pray things into existence because I know that like God can do everything, nothing is impossible with God. But I also love to manifest. And if you don't really know what that means, please go look it up because it's everything. And so I manifest my first $20,000 paycheck. I manifest being positive. Like you will not catch me being negative ever. Like it is very, very rare. I've had people say, did you hear, blah? I'm like, no, I didn't. And I don't care. And I am really good at cutting people out of my life. You can ask Joe over there. Like I am really good at cutting people out of my life because if you aren't either helping me be better, you're not giving my life purpose or more. And I'm not saying me, I'm saying how do I put that into words? If you aren't surrounding yourself with people who are lifting you up and you're doing the same and everyone's making each other better, and then why are you, of course your goals are not going to be easy to hit, even if it's not It Works related, because you're surrounding yourself with negativity, and that's huge. So I loved everything she said, and you have to be so intentional. If you wake up and then you go to bed and you say, I didn't do anything for my business today, shame on you. Not on me or on the person that enrolled you. Shame on you. I still, 6 years later, I do something for my business every day. And that's because I never, ever want to go back to the factory, period. And I love what I do. I love getting to work with you guys. It's the best thing ever. I love seeing you guys hit your goals. So, okay. Sonora, are you cool to talk right now? Are you good? I don't know if you can talk right this second, but I'd love to hear from you for a minute. Yes. Yay. I see you're unmuting. Yay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I finally got him to sleep.
Yay. Okay, good. Okay. So Sonora is someone who's been with me for a while, you guys. And fun fact, Sonora is like a natural born hustler. She's had like all of her uplines besides myself quit. And she still kept going. And she had a few uplines. So it's not like she had this one person that quit. She had all of her rock star uplines leave the business. And she still keeps going. And she enrolls every single month. And it's been a good while since they quit. So she's pretty awesome. So Sonora, where do you want to be by December 31st? And how are you going to do it?
Okay, so what I want to be is I need to be making $1,000 a month, and which is an emerald rank, which I have not hit yet. I have only been able to ever hit a ruby account. So with that being said, like and I know it's because of me, like I slow myself down. So the ways that I'm gonna get to that is rebuild, especially because, not only has my upline quit, a lot of my downline has quit too. I'm pretty much starting all over again. I have like maybe 1 or 2 girls that are consistent, and I literally had a diamond chart. When that $10,000 bonus was going on, I had the people I needed to then do the customers for them on top of it. So it's like I was running a whole diamond chart trying to get customers for just to get that rank. So when I didn't hit it, I was kind of like Paige. Like I kind of just like had a bad month, like, and it felt like it was just downward spiraling, as to where like I have been.
I was like, she just got kicked off. Wait, she's back on. There you are. Okay, yay.
Okay. I'm like, what the heck? So I started really, really good, really fast. Like I remember when you came to my party and you're like, this is the best party I've seen in like a long time. I had quite a few people there, guys. I like was like, this is gonna be awesome. Like I'm gonna have the support, and it kind of all died out. Well, then when I had that die out on me, I died out on my people too. So I understand why I started to fail and why I failed on them and why they quit, because I was the same way. So now I know, and I'm going to do a lot better. I'm going to be like a better leader and not give up on myself once I don't reach those goals, because that's like I started self-developing very hard within this last couple of just year. When I came back from conference, I realized that self-development was huge in this business and that I was lacking a lot of it. I lacked that push, that motivation, the self-want. Like, so when you tell me and, say, let's write down your goals, like I want a lot of things, but I have to get myself to say that I deserve a lot of those things. That's where I started self-developing pretty hard on. And that's when that $10,000 bonus came on. I was like rocking pretty good. I was like, oh my gosh, and that's when I was self-developing. So when, you say self-development is important and everybody else has for years, like the last 3 years that I've been in this business, it took me 2 years to figure that out, So, and that is something that I want to get back into, is getting into, and especially like you said, in the AM, because you start off positive, you end positive, you get that push, you give yourself that. So being more accountable for myself and my team that I help start, and the couple of people that are still with me, get back on there and be accountable and keep reaching out, and with the couple of customers that I do have, reach back out to them and get them back going into their goals, because I feel like I lost my love for this business. And then I'm like, but why? I loved it so hard. Like, why? And then that's when I started falling out. But I'm like, I really enjoyed that. Like, I need to get back into that. So that's why I'm still here. There are those down times where, you're just like, all right, I'm done. Like I'm going down this hill and I'm on my rear end and I'm sliding. And then you're like, but put your feet down, get, get, get to going, like run down the hill. Don't, so that's where I'm at is, it happens. You get knocked down, and you really do just got to stand back up and hold yourself accountable, hold yourself to being consistent, because this whole entire time that I have had this slow time, I haven't quit posting. I just stopped reaching out. I stopped, trying, so that's where I've not ever shown that people that I haven't worked this business. I still have people reach out to me because I am still being so consistent. So every so often, I have those people that reach out to me and I'm like, yeah, I still do. It works. So that's just kind of more or less my goals. It's just being more consistent with myself, setting alarms and making sure that I get on these Zooms. And now that I'm getting back into, unfortunately, the work life and having to set a schedule and get on set times, that's what I need to do, though, because I need to get back into that rhythm. So if there's a rhythm that you can get, definitely find it and just stick with it, because some days it is hard because you have things, like Paige said, that throw at you and it all normally comes all at once. Stick with it, stay with it. So yeah, that's all I have.
That was so good, Sonora, and not what I expected. So thank you. Like, that was so good. And what I love the most about that, you guys, is you see Sonora fell in love with this business. So she might have had a tough time for a second, but like she said, she's like, dude, but I know that I love this business. I know that it works. I know I can do it. So she got back in. So really quick off the topic tip, love your team no matter what. Because I truly love your team no matter what, because they won't go anywhere. They might take a pause, but she remembered to press play. And that wasn't because of anything that I did. That's because she wanted to. And that comes from the environment that we surround ourselves with. So what I love is that, first of all, I love her goals, but don't get it twisted, y'all. I never ask people to talk unless they have done the things. And Sonora has always been a top enroller on my team. Always, every month. Yeah, the past couple months, like she said, this isn't my words, this is her words. She's kind of fallen off, but she always posts. And I see that. So what I love about that is people would never know. At least she can get back into it, and people are gonna be like, oh, you're getting back into it? I didn't know you were ever taking a second to breathe. No one on her Facebook is gonna know. I see her post and I'm killing it. And you have to let your team breathe. It's okay. If your team needs to step back for a minute and figure some things out, let them. Hug them, love them from a distance, and let them breathe. And I love that every day I would still see her posting. And so take tips. I know y'all are I know that y'all just heard her, but she's always been a top enroller on my team. So if you ever see that boom contest that we have every month, Sonora's name's always in it. And that's why I wanted her to talk about her goals. And I just know that I know she can do it. So that's why I wanted her to go over her goals out loud tonight, because I love that she's okay, I've been a little distant, but I'm back and I'm excited. And I do know she knows this works. She's seen it work. She's been successful, and she's been a hustler. And I love that you do get to, some people are ew, you have to start over. You get to start over. So really, really, really quickly, I've never thought of quitting ever in this business, ever. That's truth. God is my witness. I have never. Yes, Heather. Yep, absolutely. You are next. I've never, ever, ever thought of quitting. And that is truth. Never. Isn't that crazy? Ever. How many of you, and it's okay to admit that you have. I know some of us have felt okay, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? But thank God, I've never thought of quitting, but I've had my bad days. When I went diamond in 5 months. I saw an almost $2,000 paycheck after 5 months. That's exciting, right? And then everyone below me quit. Can y'all imagine? You're new to the business. You don't even know what you're doing. You just went diamond because you were ignorance on fire. And I'm what just happened? Oh my gosh, my freaking emerald, my sister quit. She was bye, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And I'm wait, what? And her reason is hilarious. But love her. She's the one that y'all just saw me visiting yesterday. Best friend. But she quit. My Ruby quit. Wasn't working. Can you imagine that? I could have easily been and that was my thing. Okay, I'm done. But I was no, Kim, you get to start over again. And I still went double and triple. And I had to learn, like Sonora just said, I love that she said that. She had to step back, realize personal development is important. She realized she needed to grow in certain areas. And that's what I had to do. I had to say, okay, I was doing something wrong. First of all, I was being a really shitty leader. And I know that now. But I had to step back and be okay, this isn't about me. I had to learn some things. I had to develop leadership skills, and I had to plug in more so I could learn how to be the best entrepreneur I could be. So sometimes, yes, you're going to have your bad days, but I want everyone to physically, literally pretend to take quitting off of the table that you're sitting in front of. Take it off. Yeah, you're going to have days and you're going to be oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this, but take quitting off the table, take a breather, step back, give it to God, talk to your upline, talk to your best friend, and get back in. I've always had someone to reach out to when I don't feel like doing this. And I mean 24-hour span where I don't feel like doing this, not a whole year, okay? Give yourself a breather. And if it is a year, that's okay. Give yourself a breather and then get back into it. You're going to have bad days. I seriously went double diamond. Was it double? Yeah. In a McDonald's. I had no Wi-Fi. I had no cell phone service. Joe again is sitting right there. That was our life. We would have one month we had no Wi-Fi. So having no cell phone service, you can't even connect to Wi-Fi, right? So I had nothing. I always joked that I felt like I was living in the caveman days because my house was dead silent. I didn't have a phone to look at. It was terrible. And I still went double diamond that month. I started this business with a newborn. I went double and triple with 2 toddlers. You can do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. I promise. This was not easy. It's never been easy, but it has always been worth it. So, no, I did not get married, Siobhan. Is it because you see my ring? My sister asked me about that too. It's from my dad. I should probably move it to a different finger. But okay, so I love Sonora's tips, you guys. It wasn't what I was expecting, and I really loved it. So okay, next and last, we were gonna hear from Kaylee, but she is having so many issues with her phone, damn it. So Sonora, did you want to say something else? I saw you on mute. Wait, now she's breaking up. Dang it. She's breaking up. I think she got kicked off again. People keep getting kicked off. Okay, so if she gets right back on, I feel bad. I think she wanted to say one more thing. And then we're going to move on. I know this is lasting a little longer than an hour, but it'll be worth it. Everyone stick with me because I'm going to ask you in the chat a question for you guys in just a second. All right. So I forgot to have people introduce themselves, but Sonora's been in this business now for about 3 years. So next is Heather. She's not enrolled by me, but she's awesome. We went to a Try It event together on Tuesday. It was so much fun. I love seeing people's eyes light up at events. And I mean, Heather doesn't know this, but I was sat back and I was like eyeing her and I was like, oh my God, I love her face. Like she was excited to be there and you could tell that things were really like setting in for her. And she was like learning some stuff. So that's just a little quick plug for events, get to events. But Heather's killing it, you guys. I'm going to let her introduce herself. So Heather, how long have you been in? What is your current rank? And then what are you going after by December 31st? And how are you doing it?
Hey, hi, I'm Heather. Sienna enrolled me back in February of this year, and I was totally on the fence. Like, I got enrolled for the $20. I wasn't super into it. I was like, hey, at least I get the products to try. And then Sienna and Jenna built me up. Like they built me up. They kept me empowered, and they really got me going. And they bought me into the business, which I am forever thankful for, because until I started seeing those paychecks, I was like, this is a scam, but it's not. So why I bought in was because I'm semi-recently divorced. It's been like 2.5 years now since it's been official. I was in a long distance relationship. My boyfriend's from Texas, and we've been struggling to afford things because Texas trips are expensive. His kids are there. My kids are here. I've got 3 kids, one of which is over here, and I'm hoping she cooperates for this next little bit. But I want it all. Like, I want to be able to afford my bills. And that's one thing I got a list written down because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to talk about. But, like, I don't want to pick anymore which bills I'm going to pay this month and I'm going to push to the next month and like not pay these bills next month. Like, I want to be able to pay all my bills. Like, it's ridiculous. So it's that I even have to have that as part of my goals, but it is. So yeah, I want it all. And my goals for this, I'm a Ruby now. I've lost it 1 month. I've lost it, and I promise I will never lose it again. I'm only going to go up from here. Well, up. But I'm going pro, and I finally got into the personal development. That's one of the big things I wanted to say is that I'm starting to read this book. I got it yesterday in the mail, and I'm already halfway through it. Super into it. And I've been amateur, like they describe these things. I've been amateur. I've been posing for the poser for a long time. I was amateur, and up until I think about Tuesday, I really Tuesday was our event. I've decided that I'm going pro. Like, I'm not going pro. I am pro. I am pro. And my goals, and since I am being realistic, because I can chart, I've been charted for Emerald twice now. And right now I'm not charted for Emerald, but I'm going to be Emerald. You need to wait just a second, please. No, you gotta wait just a second. I'm going to be Emerald by October 31st. I am going to be making $1,000 a month by October 31st. I am going to be Diamond by December 31st. I am going to be making $2,000 a month by December 31st. And I'm going also I'm going to be Diamond by December 31st, but I'm also going to be Box for Double Diamond. Being Box is a lot easier than actually going to it. And enrolling with the people that I have above me, and I'm not counting on their help, but I know as a team, we support each other, we do this, and I'm going to be Box for Double Diamond. And what I love about knowing that I'm going to be Diamond by December 31st is that Chris and Tabby are going to be Ruby then. Like, they're on my chart. Like, I'm going for this, and I'm going to be helping them. And I know they're also going to be helping me by doing this. We're going to do this together. And that means Chris and Tabby, I believe, both get their bonuses for going Ruby. And I want that for them as well. One of the things I want from the money from my money goals is I want to pay for a week-long trip to Texas with my girls for New Year's Eve. Like, that's a big thing, like bringing my girls down to Texas and like San Antonio has this big fireworks and everything for New Year's Eve because it's actually warm there and not 3 feet of snow. And with that, like, I also want to have a $5,000 cushion emergency fund, which that is, I've never had a cushion. I've never had an emergency fund. Like, I've always been living paycheck to paycheck, or even like next week's paycheck to next week's paycheck. Like, I've always been living like that. I don't want that anymore. A personal goal for me is I started a Biggest Losers group. Can you wait just 1 second? You need to lay back down. You need to lay back down on the pillow. Lay back down on the pillow. Sorry. I want to be the biggest loser. Like, I need to lose this weight. Like, this is fluffy for me. Like, I'm not a fluffy girl, and I've been fluffy, and I've been making excuses. And what I love about the products is that the way I've been eating, I'd normally be like a lot fluffier than this. So yes, I definitely want to be a biggest loser. And like something personal for me, like I'd like to be able to get my hair done every other month. Like, I want to be able to pay for getting my hair done every month with my Fast Start bonuses with the people that I enroll. Like, I know that everybody that I enroll and I get their Fast Start bonus from gets me my hair done. And it's not cheap to get my hair done. There's a lot of hair here. But I lost my steam. Like, it's so easy to lose your steam, your momentum, and everything in this business. And that's my 3-year-old. She should be in bed. But I lost my steam for this, especially over the summer, because like I've been working so hard, and I've been losing, like, I've not been getting a lot of feedback, a lot of, oh, maybe next month, which is good because I've got their names written down for next month to check with them. But I'm like, I need this month. So keeping my steam, keeping going, keep building my network and everything that you've talked about, like, that's where I'm going. And I've got my why and I've got my plan, and I can't wait to watch Chris and Tabby and my new girl Abigail. Like, I can't wait to do this all with them too. So, and everybody else, Jenna and Sienna, and with you, Kim, too. I want you to go presidential. Like, I can't wait for you to throw that big party when you go presidential, because you got to throw the party to go presidential.
Oh,
so, yeah.
It's gonna get wild. Yes, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because yes, that's my whole goal on this Zoom, is to tell you all, like, I can't go presidential. I want this to be my presidential team. So thank you, Heather. That was so good. And those were so much twerking. Amen. And those were very, very specific goals. And that's what you have to do, is you have to make specific, like, I loved hearing her say, and that means that they go Ruby, and you have to be so specific. And it isn't bad to be selfish about your goals. My girl Tabitha joined this business, literally, you should hear her voice messages, for hair and nail money. And now she's like, oh, just kidding, it's so much more than that. So truth, my Fast Start bonuses still to this day are mine. Those are my haircut, pedicure, eyebrow wax every time, because that cost me about $80 when I go and do all those things. So you have to set very specific goals. I want you guys to think about why that money would help you. And so I want this to be my presidential team. I want all of you on this Zoom and not on this Zoom. I know people are working. I know that there are some people that can't stay on the Zoom. People are having issues connecting, but the people in that group Better Together, I want those people to be my presidential team. And I am top 100 by December 31st. I will walk the stage at conference as a top 100 incomer. And so you guys have to come with me, though. I can't do that by myself. You have to come with me. And so I don't want to be by myself. Like, I want people in the VIP triple diamond and above spot with me at this conference. And we will hop on Mark Pentecost Live in just a second, but it's going to be insanely amazing going presidential, because that means that someone has gone triple, which means someone has gone double, and there's diamonds, and then there's another diamond, and that means that so many people's lives have just changed when I go presidential. Not just mine, but like even the rubies who are like, oh my gosh, I just got a $300 to $500 paycheck. What in the world? So you have to be very, very, I will stop mid-stage and for y'all don't even know. I will. People be like, oh, that's Kim. Like all the top, all my friends are in VIP and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's Kim. So it's going to be, you have to have a blast doing it. If you ever feel like defeated or like, oh, I'm not having fun, you're doing something wrong. If you aren't having a good day, make it one. There are plenty of days where I could just be like, I'm going to throw in the towel, but I don't. Think of where, so that's my next question for you is, I'm talking now to, Trish, Stephanie, Haley, Carla, Dresha, Kaylee, Megan, Mara, iPhone. I don't know who that is, but what are your guys' goals? By December 31st, I want to see it in the chat and I want to see why. So just give me like a couple bullet points. What are your goals by December 31st and how are you going to do it? And how is that amount of income going to help your family? And while you're doing that, I want you to, there was one last thing I wanted to say. When you think of promoting, just don't think of yourself. Don't look at these boxes as boxes. Look at them as real humans. Yes. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Is Heather's like, I know that sounds silly. Can I just tell y'all, like I was sitting in my bedroom shortly after going Triple Diamond. And I remember texting Courtney, who is one of our ambassador uplines. But she's more like a sister to me. I don't look at her as like, oh, that's my ambassador upline. She is literally a sister to me. So it was really exciting to be able to text her. And I said, Courtney, and I was like, listen, I know this is going to sound really funny, but I just sat in my bed and paid all my bills in full. Like, I literally cannot believe I was just able to do that. I lived a life where it was like, okay, consumers, I'll call you next month. DTE, I'll pay you a little bit and I'll pay my phone bill. And I would put off, we had to. Like, I would put off bills. I'd rob Peter to pay Paul, to pay so-and-so, to pay so-and-so. So it was crazy sitting in my bed. I was like, Courtney, I just paid all my bills in full. Like consumers, DTE, cell phone, rent, car insurance, like everything. We were able to pay everything in full. And to have things on auto pay is like, what is even going on? I mean, your goals can be silly, but to you, they're not. To you, they're not though. To me, that was not silly. I've lived that way my whole entire life. So that was insane to me, being able to pay all my bills. Stephanie said, I am Ruby. And you have to know that's 3 distributors, all of them having a minimum of 400 in volume, and you have an overall volume of 2,000. So don't just say, I'm Ruby, figure out, okay, what am I going to do to get there? And I've had charts fall apart and I still go, I do not care about who's working and who's not. I mean, I care about who's working. I couldn't care less about the people who aren't contributing to my chart. I'm not doing this. They're not doing this for me. They didn't join It Works for me to build my income. They joined for them. So if they don't want this, what can I do about it? Nothing. So I do not, if I have to place 400 in volume under a person, I will. I don't care. My goals are important enough. I run with my runners. I walk with my walkers, and I place under the people who are just passing by. I don't care. My goals are, I will be Ruby. I want to add at least 2 new DTs. Absolutely. I love that Heather mentioned her cushion fund of 5,000. That's huge. Double diamond for my family and Sienna, because without her reaching out to me, I would have never. Exactly. This is a life-changing opportunity. And when you look at it as one, it'll actually start to pay off like one. Like this is, you guys have your hands on gold. Just know that. I've seen it for 6 years. You have your hands on gold. Put in the work daily plus some. We need a new home and I want to be able to move in and still have a cushion. Yes. And you have to know that you can. Most people are like, that would be cool and everything. And it's fun to say, but like, no, you actually can't. But buy our first house and save for our wedding. That's huge. I'm seriously getting back to personal development. You have to. Yes, that makes or breaks your business. I'm going to get back to work and stop being afraid to get out of my comfort zone. I am going Ruby. Yes. So I want you guys to look at it this way. Let me give you guys a really good, quick example. You don't need 1,000 people to go Ambassador Diamond. You don't. So let's look at this. Look at this. Better Together has it's got 380 members in it. I have way more people than that on my team. Some are canceled accounts. Some are not working, but 380 members in Better Together. We had probably, let me see. We had, I think at one point on the Zoom, we had 20 people on. I'm Triple Diamond. 20 people out of 380, and I'm a successful, well-known Triple Diamond. You don't need every person on your chart to be working. Do you guys understand the power in having a couple of runners? Like, that's why you won't ever see me like, oh my gosh, so-and-so didn't make it. I don't care. I care about the people who did, because I know, I've seen it. I know that it takes a few runners to help you be successful. 380 team members in Better Together, and there was 20 people on tonight. That is good. That is good. And that's not just from me. You'll hear that from other top leaders. Morgan Martin is a top leader. Katie Bevington, top leader. Cheyenne Knox, top leader. Ask them, how many people do you have working under you? And they'll tell you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't need to be, and they're presidentials. It doesn't need to be this giant, one of them is actually ambassador. You don't need every single person under you killing it like you are. You need just a few people who have the same vision as you do. That's it. A few people who have the same vision as you do. Find them, lock arms with them, love them, and run with them. And just train your people all the same, and eventually you'll find those people that rise from the dust and want this. You will find them. I've had everyone, I want you to hear that so loud and clear. I've had everyone on my chart quit. Everyone. Not recently. I'm not talking about the one I have now. Everyone, when I went diamond, every person on my diamond chart, no one from my diamond chart is here with me today. When I went double and triple, that was back to back. That was a month apart. So when I went double and triple, I would say, I think we've already talked about this, you guys. Like, I have 2 or 3 people left from my triple diamond chart. I still have people showing up. It's because I never stopped enrolling. When you stop enrolling, your business is going to go downward. It's going to die. When you're not growing, you're dying. You guys have to know that. So even when you think, oh my gosh, I've only enrolled 2 people this month. Hey, 2 people is better than 0 people. You know, that's a huge deal. And when you're teaching your team to do the same thing, it comes back. Like, I was literally like, I don't care that I just lost diamond. I am going to get back on top, get on my feet, and hustle like I know it can be done, because I've seen people be successful. You just have to have the mindset to do it. And I did, and I do, and I'm always working on it, because it's like, it's a muscle. It's the hardest muscle in your body. You have to build it up every single day, but you can. And it's by doing little things, not the biggest things. So that's what's really cool about it. I love seeing your guys' posts. Yes. I want everyone to write down. Yes, and say them every morning. And I'm going to post my goals in the team page. Again, I set them as my lock screen. I want you guys to do something like that too. I'm going to post them in the team page, and I want you guys to share again, just so that the people who couldn't be on Zoom can see this thread and get hype about it. So even if you already shared them here, I want you to share it in the team page when I post this. I want to see your guys' goals written down and Better Together when I post this, okay? So I'm super excited, you guys. I cannot wait to kill month end with y'all. We have 6 days left of the month. You can do a lot in 6 days. You can enroll 3 new team members in 3 days. 6 days. That's a team member every 2 days. How many people are you willing to follow up with to assign 3 distributors? I know I can follow up with a whole lot of people. I'll do it. I love making personal connections. Tomorrow I'm meeting someone for coffee. It's what I do. It's just what I do. So figure out what works for you. If something's not working, it means that you either need to keep doing it because you haven't been doing it long enough and you know it works, or figure out that you've done something, you're doing something wrong, start over again, try a different method, try a different thing, do new things, be willing to do new things, get uncomfortable, and know that you can have hard days, but as long as you stand back up, get back up, write your goals down, look them right in the face. For me, all I have to do is look at my kids in the face, and that's motivation enough. But get back up, start all over again. Every day is a new day, and that's a gift. That's a gift. So make the best of it. And until then, I will see you guys. I think the next thing is our Tuesday Power Hour, which Taylor hosts at 12:45 p.m. Eastern. After that, the next thing to plug into is I will have our Thursday Power Hour at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to work hard. I might even throw in some random power hours because it is month end and I want to work with y'all as much as I can because I love working. That's the best stuff ever. But I love you guys. Thanks for being on Zoom tonight. I will see your goals in the team page. And thank you guys for sharing that did. And I hope you guys have an awesome night. Get on Mark's Live. Bye. Have a good night, you guys.